For the first save of FM23, can you please do say that we recommend managing a team out of Europe? Which teams do you plan to manage in the future? A-League save when? You should try a Mexico save. Maybe Red Star Belgrade. When are you going to make a video about Dinamo Zagreb? Atletico Nacional in Colombia, please?
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
Alright, let's get the hat out of the bag. Yeah, I don't have a cat, so I'm not going to do a Sunderland save. However, when the FM beta comes out, the first save will be in England. That save will be with Nottingham Forest, because I heard they're sacking their manager.
I am just so determined to succeed here.
I guess we'll do Fulham. But with the question is about, will you ever do a save here? Have you heard of this club? Wink, wink. I never rule anything out. It just has to be the right thing, and I have to be able to make a good video out of it. By the way, this is a Q&A for celebrating 50k subscribers, so many thanks for that. I love your storytelling. From an amateur writer, do you have some academic background on it, or is it something you do naturally? And have you considered a future in that area? Oh, I'm glad you asked that. Actually, what do you mean? Actually, forget that. Keep uploading and streaming, that's what we want.
Okay.
In all seriousness, I don't have an academic background in writing. However, I've been writing scripts for YouTube videos since 2017, so I've been getting better at it for years. I'm definitely not a natural at it, as I was nearly sent into a lower level English literature class when I was 17, and my college life didn't have many academic writing classes. Nevertheless, I think the more you do something, the better you get at it, and of course, the important thing is actually finding ways to improve at it and not just doing it and staying at the same level. Maybe I have considered something in writing, but nothing now. How long are you playing FM for, and what is the longest save you've done? Okay, my first ever FM was the 2014 iteration, and I've been on and off the game ever since then, but the longest save I've done was maybe 10 or 11 seasons in FM 18 with Lokomotiv Leipzig. I brought them from the 4th tier, won the Europa League, but I bottled several league titles, including to Schalke, who were managed by Wee Brendan. Have you ever thought that this channel would become this big, and what will be the future for this channel going forward? I always had passion to do YouTube, and every little bit of me hoped that I could do this for a living one day, and thankfully, it happened, but it took a while. I've tried YouTube on several different channels, but this has been the greatest luck I've had so far, so I'm ever so grateful for you guys, and yeah, just grateful for you guys giving me a chance. The future is to continue with the .fm videos, but making them better over time. I do want to post Football Manager videos that aren't .fm related, like one that will come out next week, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. I also want to post videos about other things too, like FIFA and maybe other football related videos, but we'll see. Maybe I'll make some content on a second channel in the future. I did make one just in case, and I'm sure I'll post some shorts too. How do you get into football, and who's your favorite player of all time? It would specifically be my dad, who got me a football when I was younger, around 2 years old. He would eventually sign me up to play the sport later on. But what got me into watching the sport was Euro 2004. As a kid seeing Greece defeating Portugal in that Euros, it really got me into the sport and underdog stories as well. Now to answer a question I will get, who do I support? It's Liverpool. Wow, another FM YouTuber supporting Liverpool. How original. It's then because the first club match I can remember was Liverpool versus Middlesbrough, and as a 7-year-old kid I thought, wow, liver in a pool? That's a great name! Thanks to Steven Gerrard, who is my favorite player of all time, I would support them for the rest of my life. Which save was your favorite to make, and which one was the most difficult? My favorite save to make was Espanyol because it was the first save I did with Twitch chat, which made it a different experience to any save I've ever done. By the way, you can check me out at the Chroo, which is where we do stream. We have a lot of fun, although I did take an unintentional week off, but I plan to be consistent before the FM beta comes out. The most difficult save was Leverkusen, as that was the longest save I've done in years. I kept losing cup finals and dealing with Mbappe and Lewandowski in the Bundesliga, which was such a pain. Thankfully, it did have some great moments. It just was a challenge to get over a few humps. Will you upload a video about how we can create our tactics? No. What is your sorry for the blunt answer, but there are several guys out there that can help you with things like that. One name that comes into mind is RDF Tactics. For those that do struggle with Football Manager or have a hard time getting into it, I do suggest someone like Zealand as well. What is your favorite team to make saves for? I like to use teams that I can make a great story with. Whether that's winning a trophy that they haven't won in a long time, or ever, having a club become better than their local rivals. And even though I haven't done it on here yet, bringing up a team from the lower leagues is always fun to do. No specific team though. What got you into FM and what inspired you to begin making videos on the game? There was one man that got me into the game.
Julian Brandt! Yeah!
I found Work the Space's channel through his FM14 content, which would become my first game to play. Now, making videos about the game, well, like I mentioned, this wasn't my first ever channel. There's one channel I have out there with football related videos, and another channel where I participate in a podcast. However, I did have a Football Manager channel where I got sacked from every job. Crystal Palace and Rayo Vallecano. I also started the Leipzig series there too, but I stopped making videos due to school and motivation. Eventually, that channel would get deleted, where this channel was created in its place. I have Football Manager videos on this channel prior to the .fm stuff, but they are unlisted. Maybe if we get to 100k, I'll show them. Now, I don't have any specific YouTubers where I watched their YouTube video and I was like, yes, I want to make Football Manager videos, let's go. However, watching channels like Work the Space, Dr. Benji, Loki Doki, and I'm sure there's others, that probably gave me some inspiration, whether indirect or direct. What was your favorite save in Football Manager ever? It was FM16, where I started with some English team. It didn't matter who, because I got sacked. Then I went to Northampton Town. Big mistake. Not because they no longer had Akin Benoit, but they were under administration, and despite doing well, the point deduction had us relegated, and me getting sacked once again. With a horrendous reputation in England, my guy decided to load the Romanian league up and go to a club called Chroo, who would go bankrupt later in the year. But that was real life. In the game, we get promoted from the second division of Romania, building the team up year by year, and even getting to the last round of qualifying in the Europa League, where we lost. And then I didn't have the best start to the season, and got sacked. Did you have an inspiration? If yes, then who? And how did you come up with this style of video making? To be fair, script writing isn't anything new for YouTube, but I took several inspirations, like from Scott the Waz, I absolutely love his videos. Alpharad is another. I mean, I just took the name Supercut when I put all my episodes together into one, because it just sounds better than having a full series. With music, I would say Ludwig.
Are you going to finish that croissant?
And I've already mentioned a bunch of FM creators. I watch a lot of YouTube, so I'm sure I'll find some new people I watch, and I'll get influenced by them too. Where are you from? I feel like I'm so close to placing your accent so many times, but I just can't figure it out. In the comments, let me know where you think I was from, because I'm not American, but in fact, I'm a first-generation Canadian born to Polish parents. Well, I got that completely wrong. What's the most important to your series? Judgment on tactics or judgment on player attributes? I think my FM Nuzlocke showed that the ability to keep players' morale high mixed with a good tactic can make crazy things happen. Do you like school, and what was the worst thing you've ever ate at a cafeteria? I didn't mind school until my third year of college, where I put myself into classes that I just didn't like, and I was just in a program I wasn't enjoying either. And add that to me not being able to see my friends as much because we had different class times as well. I did eventually graduate, it was just a very tough road to get there. Worst thing in a cafeteria? I wouldn't say this is the worst thing I had in a school cafeteria, but it was probably the most memorable. It was called the poutine and fries and the $5 meal deal. Every Friday morning there was always the announcement, you can get your poutine and fries and the $5 meal deal. Plus, it came with a drink as well. How can you play FM for so long? You don't get bored? I think by the end of Porto, I was starting to get bored, but that's due to a lot of matches being guaranteed wins. However, it's my job to make videos, so I just try my best to immerse myself into the game so I can really get into what's going on. Although now I'm just taking a break from the game until the beta comes out so that I can be super motivated. Have you supported any of your local teams when you were younger? I didn't have a local team until 2010, which was FC Edmonton, but I did go to a lot of matches early on, but as the years went by and I stopped paying free tickets from my friend, I just didn't go, and they were also very far away. Anyways, they did fold in 2017 because they were in a league called the NASL, which was just a dying league at the time, but they did eventually pop back up when the Canadian Premier League was announced, and they haven't been the best run team, and now they're owned by the league, so they technically don't have an individual owner, and they usually play while I'm working on videos and things like that, so I never really watch them. Did you make Rooney your lucky player and buy him in each career? No. I usually don't like using the same players in multiple saves, it's just not how I like playing the game. What can I say, I'm a one and done type of guy, and I like to leave good memories in the past. What's your favorite player to use so far in FM22? The award video showcased most of the ones I liked, but if I have to choose one, I have to go with Wule. Would you rather fight 100 chicken-sized Marathas or 1 Maratha-sized chicken? 100 chicken-sized Marathas, of course. If I try to tackle them, they'll all fall down. How do you edit your videos? Okay, this is a long one. First, I have to play Football Manager. Sounds easy. But at the moment, I post a season in a week, so I need to get the games done in like 4 days at most. It can take 15 to 25 hours depending on how many matches there are and how long the transfer window is. Once I get that done, I have to organize all the screenshots I took, and if I played any games off stream, I have to organize those as well by naming them with a number in the front. Then I have to write a script. Ideally, I start on Thursday morning, write a rough draft, edit it later, and check if I'm using too many words close to each other. That can take 4 to 5 hours, but sometimes more depending on what happens in the season. Then it's recording the audio, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm no one-take Jake, so I'm no one-take Jake, so I do take it section by section nowadays. This is to make sure I don't have to re-record anything later on, and to have the whole file finished. I would say that roughly takes 2 hours. Finally, editing the video in Premiere Pro can take 8 to 10-ish hours depending on length. Usually if the video is over 10 minutes, it's more than 10 hours, unless it's a video that involves a lot of live commentary. That's why for the .fm stuff, I can't post more than once a week. Maybe in the future though, I can get some stuff done on the back burner to work on in the meantime while I work on other videos as well, so we'll see. To end it off, we'll do some rapid fire. Will you ever advance in the cup competitions against third-tier Portuguese sides? Damn it, Carlo! European and FC Copenhagen? Any footballer that amazed you growing up? I'd say Messi, maybe Ronaldinho. Did you learn some Italian words after the career with Torino? Thanks from Italy. Juve bellissimo. Allegri la casata. What player from an FM civ do you hold the most irrational hatred for? Why am I doing a Premier League save first? What do you think is the best team to manage in FM23? Freiburg. What are the languages that you speak? English, obviously, and I speak an okay amount of Polish. Favorite moment on FM22? Espanyol Champions League semi-final from espanyolfinale.fm. Best Q&A question so far? This one. Our Arsenal tin pot.